This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency? Just really much the source. They're doing good hands here.
We begin on January 11th, 1992 in Peru, Vermont, where Alan Post was enjoying a weekend ski trip with his 21-year-old son Casey and some friends.
Casey was an excellent skier, and the same thing transformed into this snowboarding. He always did everything sort of on the extreme, on the edge. I hate to say this, but it was an accident waiting to happen at some point in his life.
Casey's college friend Jenny Michaels was skiing Bromley Mountain with them that day.
Casey is a very exuberant personality, and he just has an innate talent for anything when it comes to like physical type of activities. People turn around on the lifts and watch him go by. He definitely has the finesse and the flair on his snowboard.
We did that last time. Oh, we did that last time?
Let's go corkscrew.
Okay, let's go corkscrew. Okay? He went shooting down, and then we started to follow him.
Casey wanted to go on a different run, so we separated, and we were all going to meet in for lunch.
Carol Allen was on her way up the mountain on the ski lift.
And I noticed coming down the corkscrew trail, a snowboarder. He was skiing the outside, right on the edge of the trail. He was trying to pass everybody. He was picking up incredible speed, and I thought, this guy's going to get hurt.
Jim Midhofer and several other members of the Bromley Mountain Ski Patrol happened to be training nearby.
We were running a ski clinic, just practicing brushing up on skills. I sort of caught a streak out of the corner of my eye, and there were some other people above us who said, "Help, we need help, there's been a bad accident."
Patrol 8 to ski patrol. Go ahead. He's got a person over the bank, just below 2.
The skier, it almost looked like he was having sort of the final rigors of death.
Patrol 8 to ski patrol.
When we continue.
They were trying to give off the impression that everything was fine, that they kept trying to keep calm, but it was so obvious that the energy in the air that there was something serious had happened.
Can you hear me?
When Casey Post snowboarded off the side of a trail into a ravine, members of the Bromley Mountain Ski Patrol, including Senior Patrol member Tom Cutbush, happened to be on a training exercise less than 50 yards away.
Get this board off.
As I approached the victim, there was a lot of blood behind the victim's head. I knew the victim had bounced his head off of a rock.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Lo and behold, there's a pause of just a few seconds, and I hear a faint yes.
Okay, great. Listen, my name's Tom from the Ski Patrol.
The main thing I was concerned about was the integrity of his cervical spine. Tom took over, applied manual traction.
Is that sore?
Yeah. Just keep talking to me.
That was our most important mission, to keep him in that position.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blood building up on my left mitten because of the injury to the back of the head.
Jim. I'm afraid we got a cervical spine.
He also kept saying to me a number of times that he was scared. And I said, it's okay to be scared, but you don't have to be. Jim and I are here.
Okay, down. 1, 2, 3, down.
Okay.
Real good.
Nice.
After the straps are put on, it was absolutely mandatory that this be as tight as possible without cutting off circulation so the victim did not move at all.
At the lodge at the bottom of the slopes, Casey's father and Jenny Michaels were waiting for him, unaware of what had happened.
I wonder where Casey is.
I just had the feeling that something was wrong because we were all meant to be down there having lunch, and there was no Casey.
Hope for this way. I'll get the gurney. Okay.
Will Alan Post please come to the ski school desk? Alan Post to the ski school desk, please.
Go ahead. Just don't move. Don't move. Okay? Okay, all set?
When we walked into the first aid building, that was really when I felt like my heart was stopped, because they were trying to give off the impression that everything was fine, that they're trying to keep calm. But it was so obvious that the energy in the air, that there was something terrible and serious had happened.
Anybody heard from the ambulance yet?
I knew there was something wrong with his head, obviously, because there was a lot of blood. It was excruciating to think that your son might be a quadriplegic. That went through my mind.
21-year-old Casey Post was transported 40 miles to Rutland Regional Medical Center and put under the care of neurosurgeon Peter Upton.
It was quite apparent that Casey had some very severe and potentially life-threatening injuries.
How about your head?
It doesn't.
He had a big cut on his scalp, what we call a depressed skull fracture. I mean, there was a piece of bone that was actually pushed in.
Inside the skull, there's a piece of bone that's just broken off there, and that's going to need to be pulled back out, and so we can relieve the pressure there.
And this CAT scan showed that he had a neck fracture.
Here in the front.
I didn't know how seriously injured he really was until the doctor came and kind of briefed us on what the operation was going to entail, but that the risk of some brain damage was very high.
Casey underwent 2 hours of surgery to repair his skull and stabilize his broken neck. His mother, Tanya Clark, got a chance to see him early the next morning.
He was very groggy, and when you first go into his room, you can't realize that he can't turn this way or this way. He's looking up like this, and he can't move at all, so you have to come around into his face. I know that always seems to be the way. It was just the scariest thing I've ever been through. What would you like?
His fractures were in the first and second vertebra in the neck, where the brain and the spinal cord join. And although I had him in traction and we had him in a special bed, you still have to be careful. If he tries to get out of bed with this device on, he could end up paralyzing or dying from that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'd rather live in someplace like Portland, Maine.
It's been 2 years since the accident. Casey Post has made a complete recovery.
I had a couple doctors tell me, a couple doctors tell Mom, and there's no reason that this kid should be alive right now. I think maybe they thought I was a crazy kid and that, I wouldn't learn a lesson from this, or I wouldn't take in all this information. I was reckless, I'll totally admit that. I was a lot more reckless, and I wasn't as calculated and careful as I am now. I thank my whole family, my friends, and my doctor, Dr. Upton. And I'd really like to thank all of Bromley Ski Patrol. They're just amazing.
For their efforts in saving Casey's life, Jim Mithofer and Tom Cutbush were honored by the National Ski Patrol.
The skill levels that we do teach our patrollers is very, very high. Whether it's Bromley Mountain in Vermont or it's any mountain anywhere else, we're real proud of what we do.
It's a really good feeling.
Yeah. I think it touched a lot of people's lives. Everybody stopped, took 2 steps back. A bunch of my friends said, out of anybody who we know, you'd be the one who'd break his neck, but you'd also be the one who'd survive.
For my birthday, he wrote me this wonderful poem and went on and on and on about what I wanted to give you for your birthday. I couldn't put in a box. It isn't bagels, it isn't lox. Sort of like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. And then it got to one point and it said, "So, mummy dear, to allay your fears so deep, I promise to look before I leap." Oh! When will he ever learn?
Next.
Arterial. It is arterial.
She said that it was arterial, which means that it's spurting blood from the artery every time the heart pumps. There's quite a danger of someone bleeding to death before we could get there to help them.
My God.
In December of 1993, 18-year-old Nicole Miller traveled to Dana Point, California, to spend Christmas with her father, Wayne, and his fiancée, Susie Breedlove. During her stay, Nicole came down with the flu and could not seem to get over it. On December 28th, before she went to bed, everyone agreed that she'd go to the doctor as soon as she got up the next morning.
It's not good. Nikki really didn't feel good. She didn't want to keep her sister up, sleeping in the bedroom.
Take her to the hospital tomorrow.
Love you. She had taken some liquid night cold medication, and that really knocked her out, which we were happy for because she needed the sleep. Before Wayne could even decide where it had come from, I was already up, put my robe on, and had ran out to the living room.
Oh my God.
As my eyes focused, the walls were covered with blood. She was just profusely bleeding.
Fire department. My stepdaughter can't breathe. What address? There's a hole in her chest. What address is she at? 30.
Orange County Fire Dispatcher Lori Fenimore took the call.
I knew we were going to have to start CPR on her and was about to begin to walk the caller through CPR over the telephone when the patient began to breathe on her own.
Okay, she's not breathing at all? No. Are you sure? Lay her flat on the floor. Yeah, get her flat on her back on the floor. Okay, how old is she? She's 17. Okay. Just drag her over here. Keep going, you got her. You're okay. Okay, we're all right, sweetie. She's bleeding to death.
I remember losing it, saying, "Oh my God, not Nikki. Please, not Nikki."
Oh my God. I have the paramedics on the way. Does someone know?
I could hear some screaming in the background, but the caller was very calm.
Honey, go get a towel, put pressure on her. Nikki, keep breathing.
I thought I was on the point of losing her, and that was the biggest fear of my life, was losing all my children.
We need to do is get a towel and apply direct pressure to the wound, okay?
Obviously, the person on the other end of the phone was just a step ahead of me, which is good because it was such a serious call.
Okay. It's arterial. It is arterial. Okay.
She said that it was arterial, which means that it's spurting blood from the artery every time the heart pumps. There's quite a danger of someone bleeding to death before we could get there to help them if the bleeding isn't stopped.
Keep breathing. You're okay. Come on, Nikki. Come on, honey. Breathe. You're okay, Daddy. Go get some pants on, Wayne. Nikki, breathe. Okay, sweetheart? It is arterial. I can just feel it pumping out. Okay.
because of how it was bleeding. I wanted them to know the severity of it. But I had just decided right then, I will not let you die.
Oh my God. Okay, is she still breathing? Yeah, Nikki, you still breathing, honey? Okay. You're fine, sweetheart. You just cut your neck a little. You're all right. Oh my God.
It was hard because I was so afraid that Nikki was going to catch on to the severity of what was going on.
Okay. Why don't we, if you can, without making the bleeding any worse, why don't you go ahead and elevate her legs and feet a little bit and try to...
Wayne, elevate her legs for me, please.
I was grabbing the pillows off of the couch to elevate her legs. And at that time, also noticing how much blood, again, she had lost.
Oh, she's come back. Is there
Yeah, I thought she was gone. I was so afraid.
Okay, how's she doing now? She's fine. She's resting. Her eyes are closed. You okay,
good.
Nick? Okay. You just lay there. You're doing a really good job at staying calm and keeping everybody else calm. Well, it's amazing.
Had she not maintained direct pressure on the wound, in the time it took the paramedics to respond to drive there, the daughter would have bled to death.
Within 7 minutes, paramedic Skip Hawkins and his partner arrived.
We walk through the door, we see blood literally everywhere. You don't expect to see this kind of scenario underneath a Christmas tree.
Okay, we're going to take a look at it.
Paramedic Eric Leverance was treating the wound.
My concern was, when I opened it up to take a look at it, was I going to let air into the vessel, which would cause an air embolism. And once the ambulance got there, we wanted to get going.
At Mission Hospital Regional Medical Center, 18-year-old Nicole Miller was immediately rushed into surgery. Trauma surgeon Kenneth Kushner performed the delicate operation.
Nicole had sustained a major laceration of the internal jugular vein. It is a very high-flow vein, and clearly, if it's allowed to continue to keep bleeding, the patient can hemorrhage severely. Let's see what we got when we get in there.
Okay. Oh, I'm scared to death, hoping everything's going to go all right. Scared to death, because she had lost so much blood. Both of us started crying again, not knowing what was going on, with the big fear that someone's going to come and say she didn't make it.
Although Nicole suffered massive blood loss, amazingly, within 2 months, she had fully recovered.
Nikki goes, I don't care how bad the scar looks. I'm glad to be alive. And we all started crying.
It wasn't a minor call, but it was a relatively easy procedure to do that saved her life. I mean, anybody can learn how to do direct pressure. If you just learn the basics, it helps the emergency personnel tremendously.
They can attribute them having a living daughter to these basic skills that they had learned and remembered and acted upon. Because if you can save your own child's life, that is the best gift of all.
Okay. See? We were close before this ever happened, but it's brought us a lot closer in a lot of ways. My dad, he's the greatest guy I know. He's always there. And he really shows his love and that he cares.
Let's heal up real fast. How do you express to someone how much you love her? Just show it daily.
Susie's a very wonderful person. She's perfect for my dad. She'll make our family very happy. I mean, she already has. Susie's... There's not enough words to say how wonderful of a person she is. Curious to know what happened. It's just... I feel it was a miracle that she's here. Right. I don't really say that to her. And I think we've proven we can make it through anything, and we will.
Next.
I thought it was kind of humorous. But of course, at that time, I thought, you know, it stuck to his hair, but we'll get it off. No big deal. It didn't turn out that way.
Hey, what are you doing?
Some emergencies are more likely to be embarrassing than fatal. At times like these, the only thing that can help save face is a sense of humor. as 22-year-old Eric Lundy of Union College in Lincoln, Nebraska found out while working with art professor Jim McClelland on April 16, 1992.
Daniel, we need to sprinkle this in very gently. Two of my students, Dan Potter and Eric Lundy, wanted to make masks of themselves, I guess for posterity. And so I said, well, I've done this many times before. Sure, I'll help you with it. Let me check the... It's very important to apply Vaseline to any places that could be embedded in the plaster to keep it from sticking.
The final product looks as if you sculpted your face out of stone or something. I thought it'd be fun. It'd be an experience. It'd be a different art form.
Okay. Because he's going to be under the plaster for roughly 15 minutes, we need to provide for free breathing during that period. Breathing comfortably? Are you? No, we're ready. It's going to be a little bit cool.
Raise your left hand if you need anything.
I'm going to do the eyes, so keep them closed.
That's when it gets a little scary, just because you're going to be in there for 15 minutes, and the psychological part of it is pretty tough. If you're claustrophobic, it's not good at all.
You all right? Are you okay? All right, he's all right. This will start setting up in just a few minutes now. Okay, Dan, I think we can take this off now. When the mask was set, we began to lift the mask off gently.
Wait a second, it's stuck.
What's the matter?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on, it's stuck.
Where?
Stuck to mine.
We said, well, where's it stuck? And he says, my forehead. It's stuck on my forehead.
I'm gonna lift just a little bit. Hey, don't just leave it alone. Is it stuck?
The mask normally lifts off very easily, but in Eric's words, he felt like his whole scalp was going to come off.
Stuck in my forehead.
High school senior Kathy Long, who was taking classes at the college, happened to be passing by.
I noticed some commotion and I heard, "Stop, that hurts. Don't do that. Quit. It's not coming off."
We're gonna sit you up, Eric.
And I realized that he was stuck.
At the time, Kathy was training to be an EMT.
I thought maybe there's something I can do, but EMT training covers none of this. I wish.
You okay?
Here, try to bend forward and it might come off.
Let me try. No, it's not.
I thought it was kind of humorous. But of course, at that time, I thought, it stuck to his hair, but we'll get it off. No big deal. It didn't turn out that way. I said, you're going to look real good in a flat top. Girls may even like this mask, and you may even look better with it on.
Okay,
sit straight down. Straight down. I think he thought it was funny the first time. I don't think he thought it was funny later.
And I thought, if they don't get this off, it's really going to ruin his social life. Really seriously.
I just want to look down in here for a minute.
As he started getting further down, I realized that, it's not hair anymore. It's got to be stuck to the skin.
Hey, what are you doing?
I was literally sweating because I felt responsible. I'm sorry.
That's a big chunk. Eric did not want the mask broken. After the first 45 minutes, he said, "I want this thing. I've gone through too much agony and pain to lose it, and I need one for my art class." And Mr. McClelland's like, "Well, I'll excuse you on this one." He's like, "No, I want it."
When music teacher Lisette Deemer spotted the group, her curiosity got the better of her.
Jim was using some kind of ceramic tool. It looked like a teeny-weeny spade. It must have been uncomfortable because Eric was saying, "Let somebody else work for a while." So I wound up doing some of the chipping.
Well, I don't think we're going to make much progress this way.
There was a little bit of space between the hair and the cast.
Let's try an X-Acto knife. Maybe we can...
That's really scary when you think how sharp an X-Acto knife is. So I didn't want to proceed with that for very long.
Just, you need to hold still, okay? We'll be real careful here. Just going to try and kind of slice the hair away from you.
Be careful.
It wasn't going too well. It seemed impossible. It was stuck completely across.
What about some water?
Okay, here comes water.
Pour some right on the mask itself.
Is that helping?
No, I don't think it's helping.
Let's try some cooking oil or something.
Oh, that's plenty of oil. Oh, man.
Well, how about liquid soap?
Okay,
Everybody had an opinion. Everyone had some advice to give, Everyone had a solution. Of course, none of it worked.
Wait. It's not working.
Can't get in there.
But let's try something else.
A call for assistance brought a Lincoln Fire Engine Company to the scene.
I was not aware that 911 had been called. And all of a sudden firemen showed up, and I was just thinking to myself, what are firemen? I mean, what are they going to do, hose him down? I mean, I didn't know what they could do for him.
Captain Gary Keene assessed the situation.
They did a good job of plastering him. It looked pretty awesome, and the amount of plaster was on his face and a straw sticking out there.
He seems to be breathing fine. His color looks good. When I pull it away, it is still stuck to his skin.
And they want to know if we could remove the mask with some magic instrument, which they apparently thought we carried, which we don't. If we try to work on this, we could probably injure him more than anything else. So we advised him that the best thing to do would be to take him to the hospital and have it removed with a plaster saw.
I was not about to do that. I was not going to sit in a hospital emergency room with 10 pounds of plaster for who knows how long.
Good luck. Not now. No way. Too embarrassing.
What about the dentist? They've got to have some kind of small tools or something you could use.
Orthodontist Ralph Dwornik had no idea just how well he knew the young man hiding underneath 10 pounds of plaster.
This Eric?
Yes, this is Eric.
It was definitely on my mind the fact that I had just broken up with the orthodontist's daughter. I was not thrilled by that fact at all, to be going to this guy with all these sharp tools and instruments and this big thing on my face. I didn't even know if he'd help me.
It almost looked like it had melted right into his forehead. It was basically just almost 1/10 of a millimeter time because you didn't know, are you going to be wounding him or not. We started dissecting it away from his forehead at the highest point and working down towards his eyes.
That's it right there.
I just was like, man, this is never going to come off. What's going on? I was holding on to it the whole time, and all of a sudden, boom, it fell free, and I had it in my hand. Boy, I talk about a sigh of relief.
Quite a welt there.
And I just kind of laid there, glad to be out and be breathing some fresh air. Had a nice big swollen rectangle where the plaster had pulled, and I had big chunks of plaster in my hair. But other than that, there were no permanent scars or any permanent damage done.
In the 2 years since that day, Eric has not managed to live down the incident.
Most everybody had heard about it, and a couple of kids in one of my classes demonstrated their version of it, and I just had to sit there and just laugh because it was hilarious to see them do this.
I'm glad it didn't scar him for life. If it had, I'd be a little more ashamed of teasing him, but he teases me enough, so he deserved it.
On the other hand, he may have gotten a lot of sympathy. I imagine he had a lot of sympathetic women around him. Oh, Eric, did it hurt? Was it terrible?
I don't know if I've learned anything that really made me a better artist from it, other than research the material you're going to be using a little bit more before you start using it.
All artists suffer for their art sometime in their career. Eric just happened to do it a little sooner than anyone had expected.
Next.
I have never known fear, true fear, until that day.
She would tell me it's all my fault, I shouldn't have done this.
Somebody help me!
On August 18, 1993, Pam Eldred headed out around 9:30 in the morning from her home in Ontario, California, to drive her 13-year-old daughter Heather and her younger daughter Amber to drill team rehearsal at their school just 2 blocks away. Pam was always careful when it came to her children's safety, but on that day, she made a decision that left her only with regret.
Heather wanted to ride in the back of the truck. And it was just one of those mornings where a teenager tends to sometimes get away with a lot by getting in your face saying, "Come on, Mom, please, you're so paranoid, you're so overprotective." I've driven for years and years and never been in an accident. I wasn't going far, I wasn't going on any main streets, and I thought we'd be safe.
What about your white tennis shoes? I have them.
12-year-old Amber was riding up front with her mother.
Heather's sitting in the back there. Can you knock on the window and tell her to move? I'm afraid she's going to fall out. Heather!
I said to move not so close to the tailgate in case the tailgate fell open or something.
Okay, I'm going to have to pull over.
My mom told her to just move to the middle or the side. I want to basically be like Heather because she always made my days happier. But she's always been real stubborn.
Okay, do you have the candy bag?
Yeah, they're in the back of Heather.
What about your partners? Who are you going to be in the room with?
I have Lacey and Andrea.
So you got older girls because they've been there before? After drill team, I'll take you. I think Heather needs them too. Okay. Are you all... Are you okay? Are you okay?
I looked in the rearview mirror and Heather wasn't there.
Heather! God, where's Heather? Amber, where's Heather? Oh God, she's right there. Heather! Oh God!
I have never known fear, true fear, until that day.
Heather! Somebody help me!
There was blood coming out of her nose. But really, at that time, that was all I saw.
I didn't see you. I didn't.
Heather. She's okay, Mom.
Honey? All she could do was hold me because she was glad that I was okay. She would tell me it's all my fault. I shouldn't have done this. And I didn't want to hear my mom saying that because I was afraid my mom would really go insane.
See you, Heather.
My kids are almost my life. I love them more than anything. I thought, God, you know, if you're gonna take somebody, take me. Don't take her, she's too young.
When we continue.
To see your child so helpless and to know also that your stupid mistake did this.
Pam's close friend, Tammy Marion, happened to be driving by the scene of the accident.
Pam started screaming to me, "That's Heather, it's Heather in the street." And she was crying and sobbing. So when I ran up, I said, give them some room so that she could calm down and let them work with Heather and not scare Heather.
She's all right. Come on, let's sit you down.
I was trying real hard to pull myself together in case she could hear me, and I lost it.
All right, she's not moving. She'll be fine.
To see your child so helpless and to know also that your stupid mistake did this. It shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen.
Stay here. No, you have to stay here for your sake, too.
One of the first paramedics on the scene was Mike Kearns from the Ontario Fire Department.
She had a large bump on her forehead, and that was the only injury that they had found.
120/80.
My biggest concern was that she had some type of a brain injury.
No.
We noticed that her breathing pattern was becoming a little irregular. When we went to clear her airway, she had a clenched jaw. And with somebody that has a suspected or possible neck injury, you don't want to be trying to pry her jaw apart.
Mercy Caroline paramedic Greg Wardine arrived soon after.
What happens with a head injury is the brain swells inside the skull, basically, and all vital functions stop. Respirations, heart rate, everything is just stopped. If we weren't able to intubate this girl and get oxygen to her brain, we weren't going to be able to hand anything viable over to the hospital.
No, you can't go. Come
You'll be able to go later on.
They didn't want me to ride with them, and I understood that. They don't need a hysterical mom in the back.
We are currently en route to 3 to Loma Linda. We're getting ready to attempt a nasal intubation on this patient, if that's okay.
I was talking to the hospital, trying to talk them into letting me do a nasal intubation to help her breathe.
Okay, IV's in.
That can be very dangerous with a head injury because if you've got a skull fracture, you can go right into the brain.
133, this is Ontario. Hold off on the nasal intubation.
Tell them we really need it.
I got back on the radio with them and told them she wasn't responding to anything we were doing.
I'm gonna get the Lido stood up in case they give it to us. Go ahead.
She was starting to posture, which means that her brain is getting very, very little oxygen.
It was about a 20-minute transport time, and we knew that she couldn't wait that long for them to do the procedure there.
She's starting to vomit. Let's get her on her side.
The posturing was coming more frequently, and we were afraid of the possibility of her vomiting again. So we called back again and said, we really need to do this. If this girl has a chance, we need to do this.
We're turned right now. We got our hands full. On seeing the patient's teeth were clenched, we'll go ahead ahead and check that again, see if we can get an oral in her. If not, we would really like to try to nasally intubate this patient.
I know what they're thinking, but it's our only choice.
It had gotten to the point where I was going to go ahead and do it and suffer the consequences when I got to the hospital, because it was either done right now or it's not done, and she is basically an organ donor after that.
133 Ontario. Dr. Rudolph is saying go ahead and nasally intubate her if you're unable to get an oral.
Obviously, once you get the order, doing it is a whole different story. Fortunately, the tube went right in.
1.5 Lido on board. Okay.
You just hope and pray that everything that you did was enough to give the doctors at the hospital a chance.
Is this fine? Okay, have you seen it?
We just shut
At Loma Linda University Medical Center, 13-year-old Heather Eldred was examined by neurosurgeon David Neerum.
I felt that the odds were 100 to 1 against her. She had a massive hemorrhage. Her airway was protected, but they had no cranial nerve signs of any activity. So things look very ominous.
To see the face on the woman when we gave them our name, I knew it was really bad.
Hi. Are you Heather's mom and dad?
Yes.
I'm Connie. I'm the pediatric trauma coordinator.
She took me by the arm and she said, we need to take you to another room. And I just looked at her and said, no, you're not taking me in another room. I know what that means.
It's okay. It's just it's for some privacy. It's all right. We just need some privacy. Come on, it's okay.
Heather's father, Richard, had followed the ambulance to the hospital.
They told us that they didn't think Heather was going to make it. She was in very critical condition.
Her brain was bleeding. There was a lot of swelling.
We have a couple of options. One is we could go in and do surgery.
We met with the surgeon. He came out and just basically told us the same thing, that he could do surgery. But there was another option, and I asked him what the option was, and he said, well, we can just wait. I asked him, well, what will happen if we just wait? And he said, well, she'll die. I realize now the reason why he said that is he was so convinced he was going to lose her probably in surgery that it was almost like not worth doing.
The only thing I knew how to do at the moment was to pray. Don't take her.
Take my strength, okay? You take it with you and you fight really hard because I'm going to be out here fighting with you, okay? I love you, sweetheart. They told me she was in a really deep coma, but as soon as I told her I loved her, her arm flinched. Now, they tell me that was probably not voluntary, but I don't believe it. When the doctor came in after the surgery, he just looked different. He said, well, we got in there and I found the bleeder right away and was able to get it under control, and her pupils started to dilate, and it was like, He also told me that the paramedic that made the decision to intubate her bought her the time she needed.
Your mom and dad are here. Every day she would do something that would make us have more hope. We'd say, wiggle your toes, and she'll wiggle her toes, or squeeze my hand, and she would.
This one's from your principal at school, your vice principal.
There was an immense feeling of goodwill I felt coming from other people.
Come on, honey. Right about the 12th day, when she started to come to, the timing was perfect. Her grandma and grandpa were there. Some of her aunts were there. We were all there.
Hi, Heather.
I love you, baby.
I love you, too.
Of course. The best gift you can get in the whole world is to see her open her eyes and look right at you, and you know she's there. They gave her a wheelchair to get around, and she refused it. The next day, she was pushing it. I was so proud of her. It was like watching her for the first time walking and watching her for the first time spelling her name. She had to relearn everything.
Orange.
Perfect, right. She had a problem with word retrieval. But she has a real good ability when she notices she's not doing something right to sit back and kind of laugh at herself.
When would you have a glass of milk? When you're eating cookies.
She's not all the way there yet, but she's going to be. I know Heather. She's got that drive. Oh, perfect.
It's been 4 months since the accident that changed Heather's life.
I just want to be the same. How I used to be.
Amber, no.
I'm doing really good in school, except for home economics. I wanted to be a marine biologist, but I want to be a nurse now.
She's been very good-natured about the whole thing. I like that about Heather, that she can make other people feel comfortable, make them feel happy. That's special. I thank God all the time that I have my daughter.
The paramedic that insisted on intubating her, he saved her. I call them the unsung heroes because how many of them get thanked? I mean, how many of them do you ever see again?
Knowing that you made a difference in that girl's life is a special feeling.
She's going back to school. She's going to be able to go to her senior prom, be able to drive a car. I'm ecstatic that it worked out the way it did.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Try, Heather.
There's an incredible amount of guilt, and I deal with that every day. I deal with that when she struggles for her words. I deal with that when I see her finally back at drill team and trying to catch up with the other girls. My responsibility was to make sure that she was safe at all costs, and I didn't do that. Sometimes I sit back and I look at her and I just start laughing because she'll be doing things that I don't expect her to do, which is silly because with Heather I should expect the unexpected. I tell her all the time, Heather, you're amazing. You can do whatever you want.
We all depend on the quick thinking and bravery of professional rescuers to help us when we're most in need. This series is dedicated to all the men and women in emergency medical services who devote their lives to caring for others. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.